What's up, everyone? Welcome to preview of Week 8, finishing up Week 7 in the NFL, Week 8, essentially in college football. I'm your host of the show, Hayes at AO Shifty, with the one, the only Steven at Steven_Springs. He has transitioned over to the NBA season a little bit. Steven, how you doing? How's life going? Welcome back.
It's still not good. I told you straight up before we started that I'm just not was not aware the NBA season was starting tonight until
Mm-hmm.
last night. And then I said that I've been consumed by Penn State football over the last month.
Yeah.
In such a bad way, but we'll get into that. But you know,
Yeah.
same old school activities. Kids are home from school yesterday.
Okay.
Sucked.
Just sort of
Sucked.
random.
Just
Damn.
random shit, dude. I think it was Diwali, the holiday. Um,
Oh, yep. That's how those
But
counties are.
dude, same old.
Yeah. So we have a lot that we're gonna end up bringing up today. Some funny things, some other things just kind of popped up. The first thing I do want to bring up, because I know everyone has been blowing me up about it because it impacts Steven a lot. So we're just gonna rip the bandage off. ODU lost to JMU. So I know. So we
Damn,
went
dude.
from
It's it.
20% odds to making the college football playoffs to no odds of making the college football playoffs to essentially 1, 2, 3 Cancun. That's really where we are right now. I don't even know if we'll be bowl eligible at this point. It was the highest of highs. So now all I'm going to do is look forward to next year when ODU plays Norfolk State to make sure we can lock in our tickets for that. And I'll keep you guys posted on what we end up doing because that's one of the goals for next year. But going into a lot of the things, so Steven, I do just want to bring up the quick slants. Anything you want to talk about the quick slants?
Quick slants will be out on Thursday. Um, we have a bye week. Penn State has a bye week this week. Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
Really need that. But then we go to Columbus next Saturday, and then we come
Mm-hmm.
home for Indiana the following week. So not an ideal stretch. We had Iowa on the road last Saturday. It was going great for a hot second. I'm assuming you didn't watch the game.
Oh no, I watched it. I didn't want to tell you my thoughts yet, but I watched it.
Word. Okay. So new quarterback, interim head coach, all that kind of good stuff. Team hasn't been playing well. Fire their head coach on Sunday. Team had to get prepared to play Saturday at Iowa. Tough place to play. Team didn't look as bad as I think people were expecting it to look with a backup
Mm-hmm.
quarterback and everything that had gone on. Saw a lot of things that we had not seen in the entire season. Offensive line looked way better. Couldn't stop the run to save our life at
Yeah.
all. We gave up a massive run late in the game, which won the game pretty much. But team played better, way better energy. We are up 21-10. We up 14-10 heading into halftime after a blocked field goal return for a touchdown, which was super dope. And
Mm-hmm.
then second half came out, went down, drove down, scored, looking great. Not sure I felt like we were going to win, but it is what it is. Penn State lost 25-24, now on a 4-game losing streak. 3-4 in the year. Again, we have a bye week this week, heading into Columbus next week. Um, early thoughts could be ugly.
Yeah.
It, we have a very talented team, Penn State's extremely talented. Tons of NFL draft picks or prospects.
Mm-hmm.
But to go into that environment and to beat Ohio State, who I said last week, I don't think anyone's beating them this year. Because they also don't have anyone great the rest of the way. Michigan maybe, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Plenty of time to think about it and talk about it. Penn State's got a week. Probably gonna throw in some wrinkles in the playbook, obviously. Actually,
Yeah.
I would assume that's gonna happen because they had practice today, and usually they have X amount of minutes for media availability to watch practice. That did not happen on the offensive side. Defensive side, yes, but the offensive portion of practice moved from outside to inside, and the doors were locked and closed. So I'm assuming over the next week, in a handful of days, that um, there's going to be some offensive wrinkles. But yeah, right now, just still sucks.
So I know some people have small town colleges that they go to, others have big schools. So let the record show Penn State Nittany Lions are 3-4,
Yep.
and the Old Dominion University Monarchs are 4-3.
Yep.
This is not going to stay the same come
Yeah.
next year.
Yeah.
So we have we probably have 1 to 2 prospects that are going to be going to the league potentially in the 6th or 7th round. So this is something that we are very proud of over here. We'll see if we can just upset Virginia Tech again next year. But the things that I really want to end up talking about, number one, anyone that knows me knows that I do a lot of, I won't say a lot of because people call me an addict. I do a good amount of sports betting. We talk about it on the show. We do it in general. And then there's this guy that me and my brother, we text all the time about it. His Twitter is Calling Our Shot. And so he just was doing a $10 to $10,000 1 to day 10 challenge. And he was on the last leg. So a lot of people were talking about how the hell did this happen? Essentially, what the challenge is: start at $10. The last one, you're doing $5,000, trying to double that into $10,000. I did not put up $5,000 on day 10 when he did it, but it was a 5-leg parlay. All the legs hit, Steven. It was the simplest thing in the world. He had Jordan Addison, probably 30 plus receiving yards. Rome Odunze, it was 20 or 30 receiving yards. Jahmyr Gibbs to hit around 20 rushing yards, 20 or 30 rushing yards. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 40 receiving yards, and Jameson Williams for 15 receiving yards.
Like
Jameson Williams had 0.
I don't understand. I saw that.
I was telling my brother that that's never happened for Jameson Williams. It's one of those, you don't want to say FanDuel, DraftKings put in a little call or something, but Jameson Williams has never had under 30 receiving yards.
Was he hurt, or was he just like
he did 60 minutes of cardio. I watched the whole game.
Damn.
And one time pass interference, one time Jared Goff overthrew him, one time Jared Goff underthrew him, one time they just could not connect. Another time there was a flag that messed it up. So he had 4 to 5 targets. It just didn't. And the craziest part is, and people are talking about it on Twitter, so the play when he had a pass interference, an offensive PI, it was a 16-yard gain. That was negated. So, of course, everyone's slandering him, saying, oh, how could you do these 10-day challenges? It's like, I mean, y'all followed it. He's doing something right if y'all are honestly focusing on it, putting the money up. So long story short, I was telling my brother, oh, it's going to do, I don't want to say it out loud, $1,000 damn near on the challenge. Something last minute said, don't. And would you look at that? So, of course, he said he's going to run it back with the NBA season. All I'm going to tell people out there that want to sports bet a gamble, do you, it's your money, do whatever. Just make sure don't risk a lot, but also when you make a bet, take money out if you end up winning. Don't just keep rolling it back in, because I promise you the house is always going to win at the end of the day. Speaking of the house, your boy might go to the casino this weekend, but TBD. So anyways, we'll talk about that later. The next thing I want to segue over into, and give me any thoughts that you want to, or anyone in the chat, you can say anything. The Major League Baseball World Series is finally here. We have the Toronto Blue Jays, who I will say upset the Seattle Mariners, because Seattle was up in that series, came off to a quick start, 2-0 out the gate. Toronto Blue Jays came back, and a lot of people want to focus just on Vladimir Guerrero Jr., which obviously so, but it was George Springer. For I don't know how many people watched it. For him, yeah, one of your cousins, man. So I don't know how many people who watched it, but it was 3-1. And that's one of those things of, you watch the whole situation play out, a 3-run home run to go up 4-3. You really can't make that up. But then the only thing that overshadows it, a lot of people are talking about that, but then you have Shohei Ohtani that's hitting 3 home runs and then 10 strikeouts in a game, which I'm bringing this up because a lot of old heads are going to appreciate this game. A lot of new school people might not. Game 4 is the game I want to watch, because it's Max Scherzer against Shohei Ohtani on the mound. Whoa. And that's really going to be the game. I know game 1, 2, 3 are going to set the precedent, but that game 4 in LA will be something else. Do you have thoughts, takes? Who do you think is going to win it?
I'm going to go with the Dodgers. Also Dodgers in 7.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind. I don't really care who wins. I just think the Dodgers are going to win. I do really want to see Shohei Ohtani go off. I think everybody would. I saw fucking, man, there's always the same media people that when something big happens, they try and diminish it in any possible way, and they try and justify what they're saying, and then it doesn't work that way. Rob Parker, who based out in LA, you know who Rob Parker is, right?
Yep.
Of course. He was saying that what Shohei Ohtani did was like basically not special. Like the 3 home runs, 6 innings pitched, 1 hit, 10 strikeouts. Like what? Why? And he's like, well, he's like, talking. He was saying like, you're trying to make it seem that because no one else can do it, that it is not that special. No, like that's the reason why it is why it was nuts, dude. You will not find a single baseball player that says otherwise
in our lifetime. Yeah, in our lifetime, Steven, that's not happening again.
No, like the odds that
he's good at both.
Right. Like what he did was nuts. 6 innings pitched, 1 hit, 10 strikeouts. 10.
Yeah, that's
10. He probably could have gone deeper. Yeah, he probably could have gone deeper, but they need to save him. Then he hit 3 home runs. He let off the game with and then he had to leave the mound, go put his shin guard, whatever it was, batting gloves, get his bat, do all that stuff, go through his routine if he has one, and then get up and smash a leadoff homer. Like mentally, you know how spot on you have to be, and it's baseball. Like hitting a baseball is the hardest thing to do in sports. Like
100%.
Insane that he did that and then hit a 470-foot home run out of Dodger Stadium to like deep left field or right field, and then hit another one late in the game. Like just insane. So Rob Parker can fuck up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got the Dodgers in that one for sure. Game 4, yes, definitely going to tune into that.
Yeah. So because I know a lot of times Steve and I will choose the same thing, I will go opposite. I will end up saying I have the Blue Jays in 6. Do I have any confidence in that? No, not at all. But the only thing, if we're going off of a track record, is the Toronto Raptors beat the Golden State Warriors in this same situation in the NBA championship. So if that's any indication, all right, cool. George Springer did the exact same thing Kawhi Leonard did against the Sixers, but they did it to Seattle Mariners. And shout out to the Seattle Mariners because they were one game away again from getting to the World Series, which would have been great to end up seeing them in the World Series. Honestly, I would not have, because just 2 West Coast teams, it removes us completely. The East Coast, whereas Toronto, a lot of people don't realize, it's just on the other side of the border from New York. So we do have an Eastern Conference team in there, which is good for us to see that. So will I tune into every single game? Absolutely not. The games are far too long for me to watch every single one. Will I watch the highlights and see how many home runs are hit each game? Yes. But the Dodgers have a loaded roster, loaded rotation, pitching rotation. So kudos to them and big shout out. I do want to turn this over now to the NBA. First thing, I texted Steven about this and I was talking to my brothers. So starting 5 is back out for anyone that doesn't know. That's the NBA version. This is season 2 that's come around. And the main person I want to highlight this time around is James Harden, because nobody and their grandma knew that James Harden had a son. He just like kept that hidden.
How old is he?
Son looks like he's at least 7.
Whoa,
like
okay.
6 or 7 years old. It's not a 2-year-old by any stretch. So my big reason for bringing that up is you have to give James Harden a lot of props for being in the limelight all the time, and not a single person has ever uttered the word James Harden's son, Jaden. Like nobody knew.
Seems entirely impossible to believe that.
Yeah.
I
know. Yeah. So his circle just kept it quiet. The other parts that I do want to bring up just really fast for everyone. So we're going to work on sharing the screen. The first thing we're going to talk about is the NBA Watch Guide. So a lot of people, for you who don't know, TNT is no longer a part of the schedule, but that Wednesday ESPN is where Inside the NBA will be at. So your boys of Shaq, Kenny, Chuck, and Ernie are also going to be there on Wednesday. So Sundays, you have 3, ABC, Peacock, NBC. Monday, and by the way, Peacock and NBC are the same thing. Monday, straight NBC. Tuesday, straight NBC. So you know they threw stupid money at this. Wednesday, ESPN. Thursday and Friday is Amazon Prime. Well, sorry, Thursday, Friday, Saturday is Amazon Prime, so Prime Video. Wednesday, Friday is ESPN, and basically Sunday and Saturday, which is normal, is ABC. Big takeaways from this. The first one is Prime is trying to get into everything. They also said for their Thursday, Friday, and Saturday games, not in the beginning of the season, but towards the middle of the season, they will do the analytics just like they do for the NFL, those games. So that could be an addition to end up seeing. You can see some of the different main characters that are going to stand out, whether it is Blake Griffin on his network, maybe it's Kenny and Charles still with ESPN. Of course, you have Stephen A. Smith that's still there. You have Carmelo, Tracy McGrady, and Vince Carter all on the same network too. So I do really want to see how all these different groups and personalities play out. They threw dumb money at this, Stephen. And yeah, stupid. And just to allow people to understand any of this all right, what does this even mean? You have to pay $650 to end up seeing the whole season streaming. For anyone that doesn't know, it's damn near impossible just to end up seeing it all from just one streaming service. So you have to get Amazon, you have to get ESPN, which should get you probably ABC and ESPN, who the hell knows, and then Peacock. Your only cheat code around this, get like YouTube TV or Sling, and that'll get you some of it. But you're still paying monthly on that. The other part is, if you have Amazon Prime, you're still paying monthly. So you just multiply that out. That's $120 just for Amazon right there. Peacock's going to cost you like $5. So that's $60. So you're already paying close to $170, $180 just for those two different ones.
Hey, if anyone needs a streaming service, holla at your boy because I got you covered.
Yeah. So that's going to be
until it gets shut down.
Of course. The next part, because I brought up the trio of tonight, and we have your boy Melo. So Melo decides he's not going with a suit tonight. It's going to be Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady with Jabari Smith. And he says, we're just not going to wear a suit. So, and Steve and I were talking about before, damn well someone's going to be like, hey, Melo, you got to put the suit on. Like, I know you don't want to, but you got to do it. So that's the main takeaway over there. This is it's gonna continue to change, but you can also tell who's been in the media so far.
Yeah.
Like Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter absolutely have done this time in and time out. Good for them, because only in sports can you really be in these high level profile positions and be with your family. So you're not going to do this.
Did you know that they're cousins?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't tell me you just found out.
No, I've known that for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, they even played on the same team together. Other thing. So I wish that all of the Colorado teams and the Utah teams were good so people can understand and appreciate these stadiums and these practice facilities more, because I don't think people understand looking at the Utah Jazz's practice facility as to how everything's supposed to be. So they have the Utah Mammoths that are going to be over here, and then you're going to have the Utah Jazz over here. That's cool and all, but the picture that really got me is this is going to be your view. Like, this is damn near as good as what was it, Cliff Kingsbury when he was with the Cardinals on draft day.
Night. Yeah,
you're telling me you just get to watch this, like you're just shooting hoops and you got the mountains in the background.
Like, it's every day, because it's like it ain't going anywhere.
It's not going. Yeah, they're not moving, so it's gonna be there. Rain, snow, sleet, or hail, it's gonna be there. Next one, this is also how it's going to be. I wish my office looked like this, but clearly that's different. You just got couches on the side. All right, cool. And then finally, this is their office room.
Wow.
For anyone that wants to understand. But yeah, so this is what it's going to look like. I don't know. This is just a practice facility. This isn't even where the games are going to be played at. And they're not even one of the best teams in the NBA.
No.
So that's the other part I wanted to just talk about over there. A couple of things talking about the schedule, just to highlight. So tonight we do have the OKC Thunder get in their rings against the Houston Rockets. Fascinating how that works out, that it's going to be Katie's going to come watch them get their ring over there. The other part just to talk about, because they're playing a big lineup, Steven. Did you hear at all what the starting lineup is for the Houston Rockets?
No, but if the smallest player is what, like 6'7"?
Yes.
6'8"?
And that's Amin Thompson.
Yeah.
So you have
Interesting. KD's got
Amin
14 and 5 at the half.
They
Just
look good right now. I want to see if this can continue, but you have Amin Thompson at the 1. KD's playing the 2. Jabari Smith is small forward, but KD might go to small forward depending on who else is in the game. Sengun and then Adams are your double bigs that you have over there. Coming off the bench is really where it's going to be impactful because Reece Shepard's going to have to step up a lot. This is going to be a big year for him, especially because Fred VanVleet is no longer playing this year. And then just looking at the other side, Chet has 18. SGA only has 5. And that's really why they put Amin Thompson at the point, because he's going to be able to guard a lot of those point guards. Now, where's the shooting going to come from? Because if you look at the Houston Rockets field goal percentage right now, it is 46.5%. A lot of that's only really from 2 players. That's coming from KD, Sengun, which is everything is in the middle. Amin Thompson's 4 of 10. Just to let you guys know, which is not great. He's 0 of 5 from the 3-point line. So that's just letting you know as well, any of that information.
I'm going to say this. This is the least, like how do I even phrase it? This is the least excited I've ever been for an NBA season, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it's because of Penn State football and it just that's taken a lot of the focus. But I don't care that much. I'm gonna watch the games. LeBron's out for the first month, maybe, right?
Yes, I had to come in.
That hurts. That hurts.
Yeah.
We all know that. Steph, KD. Yep. I mean, this is like the last couple of years for those guys. But this is, I don't know. I'm just not looking forward to the season that much. I don't really care too much about it. I gotta look at the rosters. I gotta get with it because I don't know. It's gonna be like the NFL thing where we go through the rosters and you're like, oh, that person was on
the team.
Like, I forgot until Sunday, which I think we talked about in the offseason. I forgot until Sunday that Von Miller was on the Commanders.
Dog, crazy. Like, I know, random ass thing.
Random. Shit like that's gonna pop up. But I don't know. We'll see what the Lakers look like without LeBron, and then but they got what's his nuts from Portland, DeAndre Ayton. So we'll see. But I do appreciate. I did see the intro real quick. I did see the intro on NBC. Like the main one that they, not the one to this game, but like they showed a season preview thing, and it's back on NBA on NBC, all that kind of good stuff. Music is great, and that means a lot. That helps.
It does.
Like that. Helps a lot. But I'll get excited as the NBA season picks up, but just not right
now. So the other thing I wanted to bring up just in terms of the NBA. So opening game, they always talk about the ticket prices. Can you guess whose game is the cheapest ticket price? Do you need me to give you options or choices, or do you have a good idea?
Are you talking about overall?
For game 1 of Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of the games that are happening, which game has the cheapest ticket price for the first game?
Okay, I have the games up, and I'm not
which most people would not have guessed it was this game if you looked a couple years ago.
I am gonna guess either Toronto and Atlanta, or Minnesota, Sacramento and Phoenix.
Not even close, my guy.
Really?
It is New Orleans, Pelicans, and Memphis. You can get in for $9.
Ah, damn.
Yeah.
I guess.
If you looked at that 3-4 years ago, or even 6 years ago, when Ja Morant and Zion just came out, that would have been a hot commodity ticket. But now you have a lot of players that they don't really care for.
We talk about this every year. I just really hope that Zion can stay healthy.
Yep, and keep that weight off.
I really hope he can stay healthy. That would be super awesome. But we'll see.
So I agree with you on that. I want to send it over now. We've talked a lot about the NBA side of things and then the MLB. We're going to throw it on over to the NFL and college football. So since we're in college football, do you want to talk about it, or do you want us just go through the rankings?
We'll just go through the rankings.
Okay, so the first thing I will bring up, because I was texting one of my friends over the weekend, then I ended up seeing him, and he was like, "Yo, tell you, tell your boy that I need Penn State to win because they're a part of my parlay, and they should win. They've lost 3 in a row. They have to end up winning this." And I was like, "Do they? I don't know if that's how it works in life." And
I wish.
then he ended up saying, "How did they lose?" I said, "Well, they fired their coach. They fired the coach." So a lot of the people put Penn State in their parlays because of this guy, and they just trust everything that this guy says. But just going through the rankings, which this is a first in a long time, and it's a lot goes out to Coach Signetti for having them boys at number 2. But 1 through 5, we have Ohio State, Indiana, A&M, Alabama, Georgia. 6 through 10, Oregon, Georgia Tech, Ole Miss, the U, Vanderbilt, which good job to Vanderbilt beating LSU. 11 through 15, we have BYU, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, Texas Tech, Mizzou, 16-20, UVA, Tennessee, South Florida, Louisville, LSU, 21 through 25, Cincinnati, Texas, Illinois, Arizona State, Michigan. First thing I want to bring up, and then you can go, that boy Jeremiah Love is nice. What he was doing against USC, like Steven, I probably watched that game from start to finish. Both running backs were good, but you just saw Jeremiah Love just break off the line and he was gone half the time. But looking at the top 25, thoughts, takeaways, anyone that might end up moving and shake?
So someone said before the season started, this is like, there was some talk about this year being one of those random years that like the top 10 is not going to look like it should. There was a year back in 2007, and I really wish I could find out or find what this was, but you had a very like odd mix of teams. And if you look at what we got right now in the top 10, it's the same thing. Like Ohio State figured, right? Indiana, like I know they were good last year, but I don't think anyone anticipated this. Texas A&M number 3, haven't seen that in a hot second. Bama, Georgia, Oregon, sure. Georgia Tech at number 7.
I wouldn't expect that. They're gonna drop, but I didn't expect that.
Ole Miss, Miami, Vanderbilt, right? You mentioned it, Vanderbilt. BYU, like they, hit or miss. Notre Dame, they got like Missouri, like they were in the close to the top 10. Virginia, they haven't been good in a long time. South Florida, then you got South Florida, Louisville, LSU, Cincinnati, like random collection of teams. Arizona State is in there now. So it's a very like, I don't want to say it's anyone's year because it's not, because it's Ohio State's year, unfortunately. But Bama's looking pretty good. Who knows what Georgia Tech can do? A&M, like, is Indiana really that good, or they just have a shit schedule? Shit, man, they went out to the West Coast and beat Oregon.
They did.
So Ohio State is the team to beat. Unfortunately, it sucks. God damn it. But I think a lot of teams are picking up steam. I think Alabama, not gonna be surprised if they're in the national title game at the end. But I don't think anyone looking at the outside of the top 10, maybe Notre Dame because of Jeremiah Love. But you're gonna need a quarterback at some point. I know CJ Carr in Notre Dame is good, but I don't think any team in the top outside the top 10 has a quarterback that can win them a national title. And you need that at some point. So shout out to Indiana, man. Also James Franklin getting fired is also getting a lot of coaches paid. Right?
Yo, you see the money?
Bro, a lot of coaches are getting paid. I've seen a lot of coaches that are like having talks about extensions, this and that. And so I talk about this on the Quick Slants and the coaching situation for Penn State. But James Franklin getting fired is sending off a lot of red flags for teams like, oh shit, like Penn State's definitely gonna be calling. And that's another thing. Penn State can call whoever they want, but like you look at the top 10, we're not getting Ryan Day from Ohio State, we're not getting Signetti, he just signed an extension. Texas A&M can pay Mark Elko whatever he wants, billions of dollars. Dude from Kalen DeBoer, Alabama, ain't no way. Kirby Smart, nope. Dan Lanning, nope. Dude from Georgia Tech, maybe because they're winning, but Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss, hell no. Cristobal from Miami, ain't no way, dude. Dude from Vanderbilt, Mark Lee, they're gonna pay him whatever the hell he wants.
Stupid, because he's in the top 10. Yeah.
BYU, I don't think they can leave the state. Whoever the Mormons, I don't think they can leave the
Listen,
state.
I'm gonna tell you, all top 10 teams, of course, they're locked and loaded. The money in Utah is different. They're
Different.
BYU's coach. Yeah.
Yep. Marcus Freeman, Notre Dame. Nope. They're gonna pay him whatever he wants. Oklahoma, Brent Venables. Nope. Another team, pay him whatever he wants. Missouri people talk about Eli Drinkwitz from Missouri coming to Penn State. I don't have time to go into all this, but Penn State fans want like a coach that can prove them that they win. None of these schools are gonna let these guys go. Is the thing.
We just went through 15 schools.
Like, dude, ain't no chance. I would say we get no. A name to keep an eye on really quick, and we can move on, is Joe Brady. He's the OC for the Buffalo Bills right now.
Yeah.
He was the OC at LSU when they had Burrow, Chase, and Jefferson, and he's also a Penn State grad assistant. So he knows Penn State decently well. Just a grad assistant, but name to keep an eye on. But yeah, we just went through 15 schools. No chance.
If you listen to this quick slants, you would have heard the name Joe Brady come up before. Just for anyone that does or doesn't. I do want to go now because we talked enough about college football, which some of the big in-state rivalry games are going to start to come up. Clemson, South Carolina is coming up next month, so pay attention to that one too. And then, of course, we have some of November is just going to be a big month in general for schools and stuff. I want to go to the NFL, and I want to talk about a player that we both have brought up a lot, Mr. Jackson Smith-Njigba.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing is, I don't think enough people understand how high he jumped to hit the field goal post.
Yeah.
The field goal post is 10 feet.
Yeah.
And he did it in stride. It wasn't as if he had to gather himself and do it. He just went up there in stride and did it. When you watch it in quick, you're just like, oh shit. But then when you show him compared to when Jimmy Graham did it, Jimmy Graham looked like he had to get up there. Jackson Smith-Njigba, who's only 6 feet tall, just like rose up there.
Yeah.
But
shout to him.
Past 3 games, 120 plus receiving yards he's had. He's
dude.
really turning in. All they needed to do was get rid of DK Metcalf and then Tyler Lockett. Then you were able to show him continue to grow. It does also say a lot about Sam Darnold because he did this with Minnesota and then he came to Seattle and did it. And it just allows any of those quarterbacks that are behind Sam Darnold to chill for a couple more years because that really could be his team. Seattle, just pay him. I know he has a 2-year contract. Just keep him there for a little bit longer. Find your running back that you want. It looks like maybe Zach Charbonnet has taken the lead a little bit over Ken Walker.
Hate that.
But yeah, that's a tough one there. But Cooper Kupp is allowing it to be JSN's team. Cooper Kupp is finding his role too. The other part I do got to bring up, the Ravens are grounded. I don't know if you guys heard about what the hell they did. They took away the basketball hoops. They took away the ping pong tables. They took away any of the fun because they are 1-5. Lamar Jackson did not practice today, but they usually say Mondays after a bye week is rest day, and it's more so walkthrough. But the Ravens do not look good at all. 1-5. And the crazy part is they can still make the playoffs because all the teams are bunched together. So if they can find a little streak, they have games like the Bears and the Jets and the Bengals coming up. So they can win. But y'all got to lock in with or without Lamar Jackson. You have too many good pieces. Just turn it into the Tennessee Titans. I don't know why they're trying to run away from the playbook because the Titans, respectfully, only had Ryan Tannehill for most of the time. They found a way to make it to the playoffs with their defense. Although I've said this since day one, the Ravens defense is the only thing more ass than the Panthers defense will ever be. And nobody wanted to listen. You wanted to dissect it, talking about all these pieces. They were not good. I tried to tell you guys this. But that's the big thing over there I do want to talk about. I want to dive into the picks because this is what a lot of people come here for a lot of the time. Looking at week 7, Steven was 9-6. I was 10-5. Week before that, Steven was 10-5. I was 11-4. I don't want to talk about week 5 because that was just our dud week. Tough. So we'll go into week 8. First game we have is the Vikings and the Chargers.
I'll say the Vikings on that one.
Okay. So I have the Vikings. No, I'll go with the Chargers on that one. Chargers are coming off of a tough loss to the Colts. So I do want to see if they can find a way to end up picking it back up just going into this week. Next one's probably the easiest game to pick. Dolphins and the Falcons.
Dolphins are some absolute butt cheeks, bro. Butt cheeks. I don't know how Mike McDaniel is still
Still the
the
coach.
coach. It is
Yeah.
unfathomable right now. I'm picking the Falcons. I don't really care.
I'm going with the Falcons too. A lot of people always wondered about why Tyreek Hill was so happy. Number one, he was drugged up to the max. But the other thing is, one injury is very different than getting your body beat up week after week after week. And my guy knew that this was not going to be a good season.
Nope.
Like Tua might not be there after this year. I don't think they need to keep him. Mike McDaniel needs to be gone. So they might have to just clean house on that. But I'm going with the Falcons. Bijan Robinson against CMC was a really good matchup last week on Sunday Night Football. Just watching both of them go at it. So I'm going with the Falcons. The next one, because they suck too, and they might be changing their quarterbacks, the Jets and the Bengals.
Shout out to the Bengals, dude.
Shout out.
Being a Steelers fan, that was embarrassing. But
Yeah.
and the Jets are, I mean, Dolphins are ass. I don't know what the Jets are, bro. Because this team is some shit.
Yeah, they're
I'm
not
going
good.
with the Bengals.
I'm going with the Bengals as well. There's no reason even to talk about that one. Next one, we have the Browns and Patriots.
I'm with the Pats, dude. They got got a little something cooking. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Pats.
So I'm going with the Pats, but only in sports can you end up being a running back of a professional football team, beat somebody, come back, and they're like, nah, it's okay. Everyone forgets about it, and you just have 100-yard rushing games. And that's Quinshon Judkins. He's good. Don't get me wrong. But if you saw what happened before the season, then they were like, no, you're good enough. Like, just come on.
Dickhead, but
yeah, exactly. So I have the Pats in that one as well. Pats look good. Next, we have the Giants and the Eagles. Shout out to the Giants kicker for missing 2 extra points, and he got knocked off that team. And Cam Scatterbo might not actually make it to see year 2 at the rate he's going in life. But Giants, Eagles.
I'm going to go with the Eagles, and I don't think Brian Dable survives. Maybe another 3 games.
You think so?
I think yeah, dude. I think they're going to fire him.
Okay.
If he gets if there's another coach that gets fired before Mike McDaniel, I'll be very surprised. I'll be upset about that.
So far what I have down for us is Mike McDaniel and Brian Dable getting fired. We already had the Titans coach get fired. So we'll see how this goes. But I have the Eagles. Next one we have is the Bills Panthers. Bills are coming off of a bye.
Yeah, Bills by 100.
Yeah, I have the Bills as well. Next one, Bears Ravens.
Bears
are 4-game win streak right now.
I am going to go with the Bears. I think the Ravens should just pack it in, dude. I think if Lamar is not healthy, just pack it in.
That's what I was going to say.
The AFC North, the Steelers blew it. Like if they would have won Thursday night and gone to 5-1, I would say it's over. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe they left the door open a little bit, but Ravens are booty cheeks. I'm going with the Bears.
So I have an asterisk by mine. It depends on it's early. It depends on if Lamar plays. If Lamar plays, I'm going with the Ravens. If Lamar is not playing, I'm going with the Bears. 49ers and Texans.
Niners.
I got the Niners in this one as well. They're starting to get some of their pieces back. Texans, it's crazy how they were going from one of the best teams in the AFC South to it fell off real quick.
Yep.
On that, but I have the Niners. Bucs Saints.
Saints are double ass. I'm going with the Bucs.
Yeah. I'm going with the Bucs. Mike Evans is done for 6 to 8 weeks. That was a rough injury, and it sucks coming back from having his hamstring injury, then having a broken collarbone, and then also a concussion, they were saying. But the play itself, it just sucked because you could tell he didn't want to extend himself because the hamstring, he got the ball and just came to the turf hard on the shoulder. Yeah, it was just tough all around. And then you had Emeka Egbuka playing. Doctors were like, why is he playing in this game? And you could tell that he was not 100%. You have, I don't know how much you watched of it, but Tez Johnson, he just needs to go back to read the whole playbook because there was at least 2 to 3 times. One time, it was him and Mike Evans, both essentially running out routes, and they both were in the same area. Baker Mayfield's throwing over both of them. Another time, Tez Johnson essentially runs a curl, and then Baker thinks he's running just a fly. They were not on the same page on that one. And then another time, he gets a screen, but my man does a hurdle.
I saw that
spin move.
Dog, the hurdle, like it was a great play. The hurdle did not seem necessary because when I saw the replay, the dude was like, he wasn't even like really near him. He dove, he
No.
hurdled like before the guy. It was a weird play.
Yeah.
It was an impressive play, but I saw him drop a few too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna rely on him a lot, but he's gonna go back to square one.
Absolutely. After that, so this will be a big week for him. But I have the Bucks. It's a great game for him to be playing in because the Saints are not good. Cowboys, Broncos.
Yeah, I'll go with the Broncos.
I have the Broncos.
$294. What?
Yeah, I have the Broncos in this one. Cowboys. George Pickens looks great with the quarterback that he has right now. So having Dak, CD, and George Pickens, and you have Javonte Williams, you have something there. You just need to get the defense taken care of because they beat the Commanders, but that doesn't say too much. Next one, we have Titans, Colts.
Colts are a problem, dude. Colts are a real problem, and they might be the best team in the league. They're favored by 14.5. Jeez.
Yeah.
They have a quarterback who's not really making a lot of mistakes. They have a great running game with Jonathan Taylor. They have a secret weapon at tight end with Tyler Warren. Fucking shout out to Penn State, man.
Shout out.
So yeah, and their defense is solid. But they're very explosive on offense. So Michael Pittman, he's having a solid season so far. So yeah, the Colts are a problem, dude.
Steven, I only see 4 losses possible for them the rest of the season.
For the Colts, let me look.
For the Colts,
jeez, dude.
Yeah, they play this. They might stumble here and there, but they have the Steelers, the Chiefs, the Seahawks, and the 49ers that I can see. Falcons is an iffy game. It's overseas, so who knows how those games go. They play the Jaguars twice, so maybe they'll do a home and home split on that one. They play the Texans twice. If they play the way they need to, they can beat the Texans both times. That's not a tough thing. They play the Titans right now.
They should beat the Titans. Steelers could be iffy. They should beat the Falcons again. That's a kind of a toss-up, like you said. Chiefs, 1:00 game, whatever. They should win though.
In KC.
Yeah, they should beat the Texans both times, and they should beat the Jags both times. They're better than both those teams.
So they can finish 12-5.
But they will probably be favored in all those games. I would imagine, maybe minus the Chiefs game, but they'll be favored in pretty much all those games. Yeah, they're a real problem, dude.
They have you look at it's tough because they were not good last year, so their schedule is a reflection of some of it too. So it's just a schedule that they made. Like they beat the Dolphins, the Titans, the Raiders, and the Cardinals. That's 4 easy wins right there. You had the Chargers, which was tough, and you had the Broncos, which were closer games. Only loss was to the Rams.
Let's see. Daniel Jones is 5th in the league in passing. Jonathan Taylor is 1st in the league in rushing. And Tyler Warren leads all tight ends in receiving, and he is currently 15th in the league in receiving.
Yeah.
He's got more yards than Keenan Allen, Devontae Adams, DK Metcalf, AJ Brown, Garrett Wilson. He's got more yards than Travis Kelce, a lot of guys. Yeah, the Colts are a problem, dude. Good for them. I got nothing wrong with the Colts,
Nope, at all. So I have the Colts in that one. Packers, Steelers. This is Aaron Rodgers playing his old team again.
I think the Steelers need a win to not make things interesting with that division. So I'm gonna go with the Steelers. It's at home. Yeah, Steelers had a few extra days to prepare for it. I know. I'm gonna go with the Steelers.
I'll keep it easy. I'll say the Steelers as well. Final one we have is the Commanders against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else with that one.
Real quick, Jacksonville has a bye week. Fuck the Jags.
Yeah, fuck the Jags, as always. We have 6 teams on a bye. We have the Lions, Raiders, Rams, Cardinals, Seahawks, and fuck the Jags. For anyone out there that does fantasy football, please make sure to check your rosters because Detroit has a ton of people. Los Angeles has a ton of people as well. Last thing I want to bring up before what you got, the Rams, I don't know if anyone ended up seeing the stats after the game, but Devontae Adams had 3 touchdowns and he only had like 5 receptions. Like he did not have to do much in that game. we're going to do it. The leading receiver in that game was Travis Hunter.
Saw that. Yeah, good for him.
Yeah. So, and then Kyron Williams had 54 rushing yards. So they basically threw the ball whenever they got inside the 20. That's all I have over here. What you got for everyone?
Not much. Yeah. Oh, dude. Okay. I have to say, really quick. I know you're not a big Instagram guy, but I know, and I've sent them to you. So I know for a fact you've seen them. The AI generated stuff, right? Like not just like the memes, but like the clips. Do you know who Bob Ross is?
Yeah.
So there's like AI generated Bob Ross. Like, it's like all like, remakes of sketches or whatever. And they do Martin Luther King ones. And I've sent you these before, dog. I think the MLK like foundation like made them stop making these because it looks so real. Obviously, I'm not an idiot. Like, I know they're not, but like they look so real and they're so goddamn funny, dude. I spend way too much time a night on this shit watching it. I'm gonna send you these, bro. They are it's all AI generated I Have a Dream speeches. And the shit is just like, come on, man. It's so unfortunate, but it's so good. And I can't stop laughing at it. It's a problem, but I don't know. That was just like, I've been cracking up over the last like week of these things. The Bob Ross shit. Send to my mom all the time, bro. She's cracking up and shit. It's great.
So anyway, the only thing I have is, so a lot of people know I talk about some different things with my job. And last month we had a fitness challenge. I won it by a landslide. And then this month,
what about Frank?
Jeff? Jeff, I don't think Jeff participated. So.
No, Jeff's a former athlete, bro. Jeff is a former athlete.
He is.
If Jeff didn't tear his Achilles, he would have been.
He would be the next greatest one.
We would have, he would have been the next one.
So this month, it's a team fitness challenge. So I said, all right, this makes it tougher. It's only 2 people on my team, me and then the president. All the other teams have 5 to 6 people. We do an average. So all you have to do is have half your team try. That's all you have to do, Steven. My team, if I do 20 for the month and my partner does none, we don't really get shit. All you have to do is try. So I asked the HR person, like, oh, who's in the lead? They were like, you guys are. I was like, how much are you guys up by? They said, well, you all have 13.8 points, and the next closest person has 5.9 points. So
yeah, you gotta get these people moving, bro. You gotta get these people moving.
The crazier part is, when anything that consists in this fitness challenge, you could do yoga, you can meditate, you can go to a sauna, you could do anything, just move your body. And I don't know how we're winning. The crazier part is, you get a $50 gift card to Amazon. So there's something on the line. Oof. These people just don't. And you know how you like, I know you probably teach your kids this too, because this is how I am in life. If I'm winning, I want it to at least be competitive. I don't want it to be just like a walk in the park. So I'm like, I could just go walk outside and I could win this challenge. And I'm over here trying. Well, I'm not even trying. I'm just doing my everyday life. Other people have been trying. Like, I've seen theirs. They work out not shit. And now you're seeing them work out for 45 minutes. Some of them are doing yoga. I'm like, you're doing more than what half the people are doing. Anything. So, yeah. So I'll update you guys. We have 10 days left. It finishes October 31st. I'll try to keep you guys updated on the points. But until then, we out.
Peace.